Our next song is otherwise known as the Johnny Appleseed song, The Lord is Good to Me. And we're going to sing it 3 times. The Lord is good to me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need, the sun, the rain, and the apple seed. The Lord is good to me. The Lord is good to me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need, the sun, the rain, and the apple seed. The Lord is good to me. The Lord is good to me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need, the sun, the rain, and the apple seed. The Lord is good to me. And the next song is a unity traditional, The Joy of the Lord. Maybe. If necessary, we can. There it is. Okay. The joy of the Lord is my strength. 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 If you want joy, you must praise for it. If you want joy, you must praise for it. If you want joy, you must praise for it. The joy of the Lord is my strength. He giveth living water, and I thirst no more. He giveth living water, and I thirst no more. He giveth living water, and I thirst no more. The joy of the Lord is my strength. 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 All right. And now we're going to say or sing the Lord's Prayer.
We're going to sing the Lord's Prayer.
We're going to sing the Lord's Prayer. If you would like to join hands, you may do so. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today, or this week's announcements, we actually, do we have any new people to our church today?
No one here for the first time?
Nobody here for the first time. Okay.
Aha.
There we go. We have
Welcome.
we have a little packet that will be handed to you. If you can fill that out, it's a little information about the church. Today is, well, I'll get to that afterwards. We have a couple events coming up. We have a craft fair. This year's craft fair will be here at Unity of Modesto on Saturday, November 11th. Barb Alvarado, she's heading up this project. So if you have any questions about vendor contacts, please get with Barbara. We also looking forward to a few folks to help out with the refreshment tables, where we will sell coffee, water, and snacks. There's a sign-up sheet on the back table. Vendors can find printable vendor contract on our church website, www.unitychurchofmodesto.com. Also, Barb is very busy. We have the Christmas boxes, which we've been doing for many years. Barbara brought a video, and I was supposed to play it for you today, but I didn't get here to the church. It's still at my house. So I will be playing that next week, but it's an information video about the program itself and how it helps kids in other countries and stuff. And kind of gives you some ideas of what to put in those boxes and what not to put in the boxes. There's also some magazines and flyers on the back table as well that explains that. Barb may want to address the congregants and introduce the video. Well, like I said, next week. And so that's something to look forward to. Let's see here. We have a spaghetti dinner event coming up. Did you want to come up and talk about that, Leah, or?
Are some last-minute tickets being sold today for people that were waiting to buy?
Well, I don't know where Joyce is, and she's handling it. She's over there. Okay, thanks. So we do have our spaghetti dinner coming up on October 10th. 12th. Where am I thinking the 10th? I don't know. Here comes Joyce. Ta-da!
Yay!
All of the ticket monies and ad monies need to be turned in today because we have to give a head count to Seasons, which is the facility that is hosting the event. And I happened to be there. I didn't happen. I went there this week just to firm up plans. We have probably one of their largest rooms reserved for us with nice table and lighting and the bar and the whole thing. So I think it's going to be a wonderful event, and we're hoping that sales go really well so that we can do this next year. We do have a sign-up sheet in the back. We are going to need some volunteer help, and you can sign up by the hour. The event actually is from 4:30 to 7:30. Those that are opening the event need to be there about 3:45. Seasons will be doing most of the setup, but we do have to help, and we have to tear down. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask me. What was the other announcement I was going to make? Oh, today I want to remind the members of the recruitment team that we're going to have a brief meeting. I have to have my birthday cake, so the meeting won't start till probably about 11:15, 11:20. And we have had an applicant. And for those of you who were here, like the one time I was not here, her name was Cindy Ferris. and she was well received, and people were very enthusiastic about her, and she has applied for the position. So the recruitment team is going to be reviewing everything, and we have also had come downwind another possible applicant who we will get to, the congregation will get to see in action in October. So I think that's it for me. They all have to be turned in today. And Joyce will collect all those monies and collect the cards and et cetera, the ad sheets, et cetera. Okay, and then Teen Challenge has volunteered to make all of those placemats for us. So that's been a real blessing. Seasons Event Center in Modesto. Yeah, the old Elks Lodge. It's at the corner of McHenry and Fairmont. Yep. Teen Challenge, I know, it sounds like it's for teens. It's not. We had Louis Rocha here a couple of months ago, meeting with our board and our spaghetti dinner team. Teen Challenge is a program for those who struggle with substance abuse and addiction. And it's been going on for many, many years, and they have sites throughout the United States. And they, when you are accepted into the program, you actually live on site and you volunteer your time to their various functions and programs. They do landscaping within the community. You can call them and get bids on landscaping, painting, post hole digging, whatever you need. And they also do several fundraisers a year. And they have a spaghetti dinner that is phenomenally successful. And Louis agreed to assist us with ours and volunteered the help of making the placemats. So we're very grateful to him.
Blessing. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Don't go too far. Anybody who has a birthday in October.
It's birthday Sunday.
It's birthday Sunday.
Y'all come.
So yours is the first.
No, mine's the 11th.
Oh, mine's the 15th. So 18.
I'm the 11th. So am I. There you go.
Aha.
So you get on her shoulders.
Wonderful. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you, you're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Yay, happy birthday and many, many more.
Diane.
29 and holding.
Diane, did you get chocolate?
Jeremy, did you get chocolate?
Oh.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Well,
We're special.
I sent him on a mission. This is where he's doing.
Okay, Gary, if you will please read our message from the Daily Word today.
And good morning. So Sunday, October 1st, my every breath is a prayer. My every breath is a prayer. The Apostle Paul exhorts his small congregation at Thessalonica to rejoice always and pray constantly. But what does that mean for me? I could certainly choose to spend this entire day making a conscious effort to stop all activity and pray. But my human experience would come to a standstill. I am not here in human form to avoid the world, but to transform it. I pray without ceasing when I begin the day by aligning my mortal mind with the divine mind that is my source. As a result, I know that I will be divinely guided through every challenge, every choice that the day will inevitably bring. I will be the presence and the power of God in expression, and my every breath will be a prayer. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Jesus Christ for you. Thessalonians 5:16 through 18. And I'm sorry, I butcher the words.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there.
And now if you'll all relax, drop off what's outside this room and outside this moment in time. Let us open ourselves to knowing that we have all the resources that we could ever possibly want or need available to us through the one mind, the one power, the source, God, the good, omnipotent, omniscient. See, this power is everywhere present, so that means that it's right here, right now. It's all powerful. There isn't anything that we can ask for that's too big or too intimidating. We don't have to have the answers because God does. We need only open up and make a statement or a request. This is what I need to know today. This is what I need energy for. This is where I need God's wisdom. So let us relax in that opening and acceptance. And let us accept with gratitude. We may not know what the answer is or where we're guided. We do know that we are exceedingly grateful that we do have what we need. And now if you'll bring your thoughts back and find your bulletin, because at the bottom we have an October affirmation. Let us say together, there is no limit to the abundance of God's good that flows to me and through me. Good morning. Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, how's that for a name? The Jungian analyst and Contadora storyteller who wrote Women Who Run with the Wolves, that may be a little more familiar, said that stories are embedded with instructions which guide us about the complexities of life. She also said that stories are medicine. They have such power. They do not require that we do, be, act, anything at all. We need only listen. The remedies for repair or reclamation of any lost psychic drive are contained in stories. So on that note, I am beginning this morning with a story. So you can settle back and get your blankie or whatever. As this story goes, a poor miller who was given to bragging meets a king who's known for his interest in accumulating riches. Wanting to impress him, the miller tells the king that his daughter possesses a rare talent, the ability to spin straw into gold. Skeptical but intrigued, the king orders the maiden to his castle, where he shows her to a large room filled with straw. He then commands her to transform the straw into gold by morning or lose her life. Because this is an impossible task, the young woman succumbs to anguished weeping. What can save her? Suddenly, a strange little man appears in the room. I can spin straw into gold. What will you give me in return? He says. Stunned, the miller's daughter takes off a necklace. It had been her mother's, but she gave it to him. At once the little man sets to work. The last thing that the maiden remembers before she falls into a deep slumber is the soft droning of the spinning wheel. At dawn, the king finds the miller's daughter still asleep, surrounded by hundreds of spools of golden thread and not one wisp of straw. The king is delirious with joy at what she's accomplished. And though she wants to explain that it isn't she who's performed this incredible feat, she cannot quite bring herself to admit her incompetence. If she did, what would come of her? But her silence only increases her dilemma, for the greedy king leads her to an even larger room filled with straw. And again, she hears the royal command to spin it into gold if you value your life. The second night passes as the first. This time, the maiden offers the strange little man her ring in exchange for his magic. The following morning, the king is again ecstatic to find the room overflowing with golden spools. But the miller's daughter still conceals the real story. By the time the king leads her to a third straw-filled room, and this one the size of a great hall, she realizes she's made a terrible mistake. Why has she not confessed her secret collaboration? But it's already too late, for the king has promised to make her his bride if she will spin the straw into gold one more time. This time, when the mysterious little man arrives during the night, he finds the miller's daughter nearly beside herself because she has nothing left to give him. Never mind, he says. I will help you one more time in exchange for your firstborn child. How can I possibly make such a terrible promise? She asks herself. But then she reasons that, well, since no one will ever know about her secret accomplice, she won't have to keep her end of the bargain. And so with her consent, the little man spins the straw into gold for the third time. The next day, the king makes the miller's daughter his queen. And in her happiness, she soon forgets her promise. A year passes, and the queen gives birth to a handsome baby boy. However, soon afterward, the little magician suddenly reappears in her bedchamber and demands the baby. The queen pleads for her child, offering the little man all the wealth of the royal kingdom, but he refuses. Overcome with grief, she falls to the floor weeping. Her clandestine collaborator, moved to pity, grants the queen 3 days to discover his name, which he's always kept a secret. If by the end of that time you can name my name, you may keep your child. Eventually, with the help of a clever and faithful servant, the queen discovers that the little magician is called Rumpelstiltskin, and she's able to keep her child, her contentment, and her crown. Knowing how to spin straw into gold is probably one of the most useful talents that we may ever possess. It can make the difference between living a life of lack and living one of abundance. Gratefully, this gift was bestowed on all of us. But like any other talent, the gift of alchemy must be called forth, treasured, owned, respected, and nurtured. Did you figure out who Rumpelstiltskin really is? He was the miller's daughter's subconscious mind. Joseph Murphy, in his classic work on metaphysical principles, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, tells us you can bring into your life more power, more health, more wealth, more happiness, and more joy by learning to contact and release the hidden power of your subconscious mind than any wizard or magician or Rumpelstiltskin could possibly conjure. Just as there are two sides to the brain, there are two spheres to our mind. The conscious mind is where reason resides, and the subconscious, or the deeper mind, is where our emotions and creativity dwell. Dr. Murphy goes on to explain that the main point to remember is that once the subconscious accepts an idea, it begins to execute it. The Bible tells us how our mind works when in Mark 11:23 we are told, "Whosoever shall say to this mountain, be thou removed and be cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that these things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith." Anything we think and say can move mountains, make big changes, get that big problem out of your life. And if you're concerned about what to focus on, the Bible tells us in Philippians 4:8 to think on whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. And from the teachings of Buddha, if only the thoughts be directed to that which is right, then happiness must necessarily follow. Psychologists and psychiatrists point out that when thoughts are conveyed to our subconscious mind, impressions are made in the brain cells. As soon as our subconscious accepts any idea, it proceeds to put it into effect immediately. It works by an association of ideas, and it uses every bit of knowledge that you've gathered in your entire lifetime to bring about its purpose. It lines up all the laws of nature to get its way. Sometimes it seems to bring about an immediate solution to your difficulties, but at other times it may take days, weeks, who knows. We want to remember that our subconscious mind does not engage in proving whether our thoughts are good or bad, false or true, but it responds according to the nature of our thoughts or suggestions. For example, if we consciously assume something is true, even though it might be false, our subconscious mind will accept it as true and then proceed to bring about results which must necessarily follow because we consciously believed. Our subconscious mind cannot argue controversially. There's no safety check like a computer that says, no, you're not supposed to think that. So if we give it wrong suggestions, it will accept them as true, and then it will proceed to bring them to pass as conditions, experiences, and events. The universe always says yes. What are we telling our subconscious mind? I have a way of looking in the mirror and saying, okay, what were you saying or thinking? This week I had an owie on a toe. A little lump, and I'm working on getting rid of it. It's healing. But what I know is that the things that stand under us, our feet, our toes, our ankles, stand under us. So if we're having a challenge with that area of the body, what am I saying or thinking or feeling about understanding? So I ask myself, when am I saying, I don't understand? And I found that area, and so I'm now rephrasing that. I'm looking forward to knowing. I'm looking forward to the answer. I also hear people say, well, I don't understand why people think blah, 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 or I don't understand why people say blah, 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 blah. And if they start the sentence with, I don't understand, watch out for foot problems. That's all I can say. All the things that have ever happened to us are based on thoughts impressed in our subconscious mind through belief. If we've conveyed erroneous concepts to our subconscious mind, the sure method of overcoming them is by the repetition of constructive, harmonious thoughts, frequently repeated. And then this our subconscious mind accepts and then forms new and healthy habits of thought and life in our experiences. Because our subconscious mind is the seat of habit. And indeed, when Charles Fillmore explained the subconscious mind, he said, it is the home of our habits, the storehouse of our past thoughts and experiences. It carries on all the bodily functions such as circulation, breathing, digestion, and so forth. Divine intelligence works perfectly in all of those areas, unless man interferes through ignorant thinking. That made me laugh and think, oh, Charles Fillmore knows people. The Bible tells us that a way of thinking, an attitude of mind, an inner certitude, knowing that an idea we fully accept in our conscious mind will be embodied in our subconscious mind and ultimately made manifest. This may be called faith. Accepting as true what our reason and our senses may deny, we may need to occasionally shut out the rational, analytical, conscious mind at times to embrace an attitude of complete reliance on the inner power of our subconscious mind. The classical Bible example is in Matthew 9:28 through 30. And when he was come into the house, the blind men came to him. And Jesus saith to them, believe ye that I am able to do this? They said unto him, yea, Lord. Then touched he their eyes, saying, see that no man know it. In the words, according to your faith be it unto you, we can see that Jesus was actually appealing to the cooperation of the subconscious mind of the blind men. Their faith was their great expectancy, their inner feeling, their inner conviction that something miraculous would happen and their prayers would be answered. And they were. And in those words, "See that no man know it," Jesus enjoins the newly healed patients not to discuss their healing because they might be subjected to the skeptical and derogatory criticisms of the unbelievers. And this might tend to undo the benefits they had received by depositing thoughts of fear, doubt, and anxiety in their minds. In the fable of Rumpelstiltskin, the cycle of creation begins with the command given to the subconscious mind. For dreams to be called forth to the physical plane, a declaration has to be made. My daughter can spin straw into gold. Bit of bragging, but it was a good statement. Sometimes the task that we agree to take on seems virtually impossible. We think we don't have the time, the talent, the resources, or the support to achieve it. But we're intrigued by the possibilities, just as the king is captivated by the thought of more wealth. Our authentic longings embolden us to go ahead and obey the command. Spin the straw into gold or suffer the consequences. Let the dream die, and with it will die the authentic life for which we long. So we try to spin our straw using all the skills of our rational mind, our reasoning, our experience, our craft. But when we rely solely on reason to manifest dreams, all we end up with is straw. However, we have a strange collaborator who knows how to spin straw into gold. It is Rumpelstiltskin, our subconscious mind. Instead of a necklace or a ring, we surrender pride and control of the dream. Instead of our firstborn child, we surrender our ego. We admit we cannot do it alone. We must give the order to our subconscious to work it out and then slip into a creative slumber in order that the subconscious mind can go to work on our behalf. When you're creating or you're looking for answers or guidance and you find yourself getting stuck, let go. Turn it over to the deeper wisdom dwelling within you. When you're perplexed, you need to ask the subconscious to take over, preferably at night. In the morning, the answer should be forthcoming. But if it's not, continue asking questions before you go to sleep. How should I proceed? How do I spin my straw into gold? Tell your subconscious mind to awaken you with the answer, unless you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night. Tell it to give you the answer in the morning. And I say this because I have had answers come at 3 a.m. And while I'm very grateful for the answer, I need the sleep. By the third morning, and 3 can be a very mystical number, maybe that's why I get answers at 3, the answers should start to be revealed. Amazingly, when we harness the incredible power of the subconscious in our lives, we can accomplish whatever we set out to do, no matter what the obstacles are that we have to overcome. Hold the vision of the completed dream in your mind. See your heart's desire. Feel the thrill of accomplishment. Offer grateful thanks in advance. Don't ask how it will come to pass. Just know it will and get to work. Now get set to evolve from a poor miller's daughter or son into a queen or a king. I'll say you are already. In your heart, mind, and soul, be willing to turn it all over to infinite intelligence. Get out of the way, name the source of your power, God, and begin to spin your straw into gold. And have fun with it. Thank you.
had so many doubts along the way. Felt like life was just another bill to pay, without anything to show. But now I'm telling you that every day my fortune's always found within my fate. And all I needed was to let it go, 'cause there's no girl around me, only fear has truly bound me. And all I need is trust and I am free. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Finally, I'm breaking through so many lies. All the people telling me to run and hide from the truth of who I am. But now I'm telling you the future's bright. Tomorrow shines like diamonds in the sky. And all I needed was to understand that whatever I'm believing, well then that's what I'm receiving from the riches that reside inside of me. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Don't you listen, ever listen to the voice that says you'd better play it safe, that says you don't have any choice, 'cause you're as gifted as an angel, as brilliant as the sun. Just say the word and heaven has begun. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine.
Perfect. I love it. So you remember, if you don't remember what I said, remember what she was singing, okay? Rich, if you will please bring up our prayer box. We have in the back of the room a prayer box into which you place requests. And for 30 days, the prayer team prays on these. And then they're sent back to Unity, Silent Unity, and they're prayed over again by a lot of people. So if you have any concerns at all about an individual or a situation, the Middle East, politics, whatever, let's pray for all of it. Okay, Rich? Thank you.
Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, these prayers are windows through which your love flows into all our hearts and blesses us and heals us. Thank you. Oh, peace, amen.
Thank you. And now we have our opportunity to share. If you will take in your hands your offering, donation, and let's say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Please join me in singing God is My Source. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
We are so very thankful that we do have a multitude of blessings in our lives. We are filled with the abundance of joy and good health and treasures and money. And we happily share all that we have, knowing that through us this church is supported and it supports the community. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at the blessings that don't cost us anything at all. And now let's all say together the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now if you'll stand and make a circle, we're going to sing the peace song.
We might need to do the middle.
What? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace.